Hey there, welcome back to the Food Freedom Podcast. I am your host, Coach Mary Roberts, and today I want to talk about a simple one-liner. I'm a fan. Some of you know if you follow me, or if you're in my groups. I'm a fan of one-liners that zing, right? So I want to talk about a simple one-liner that can be a life-saving mindset shift for you, and that one line is, every meal is a chance to heal. Yeah, every meal is a chance to heal. That just hit me when I saw that. So many feel stuck in, this endless loop, this cycle of food addiction, of binge eating, compulsive eating, overeating, emotional eating. And all of it is very overwhelming when you don't know how to overcome it. It's like you feel like you'll never break free or get out from under it. Like, things, you've heard things, what to be done, but what has to be done, but you don't know how to implement it. And when you start implementing it, you don't know how to make it stick. So here's a truth that I want you to know, that you need to know. You don't have to be doing things perfectly to start healing. You just have to be intentional. You have to have an idea. The seeds are planted, and just start doing what you do know, and don't worry about what you don't know yet. And all of it's going to start with just one simple question, and that's, is this meal going to heal me, or is it going to harm me? This goes along with the question that I teach in my program and that I've spoke about here on the podcast before. And that is this going to be beneficial to me? Maybe, this is just a different version of that question that might be easier for some people to understand, and that is this meal going to heal me or harm me? So if one of your, if your drug food, if one of your drug food is French fries, which I think that's a drug food for a lot of people, and you are considering, let's say you're at a restaurant, fries come with the meal, you got to ask yourself, are these French fries going to heal me or harm me? And I think we know the answer to that one, right? That's a simple one. That's going to harm me, so I'm going to tell them to bring me my meal without the French fries, right? I'm not going to eat the French fries because it's going to harm me. And that one little simple question, just shows us how powerful one single choice can be. So every time you eat, you're making a choice. You're either moving towards healing, like giving your body and your brain what it truly needs, or we're moving towards harm, which is, feeding our food addiction, causing inflammation, creating cravings. And, that sounds a little harsh, but it's empowering to know. Some people may be like, oh, there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, food makes me happy, or food makes you happy, just eat the fries, it's no big deal, it's just this one time, or you don't have to eat all of them, just have a few, as if that's possible for most of us. Because it means no matter what happened at your last meal, you're going to get another chance at your next one. So let's say you break down and you do have the fries. Ed often will, the eating disorder voice, will often, speak up and lie and say something like, oh, well, you blew it already. You may as well eat the rest, or you may as well keep eating, right? We don't need to fall for that Ed lie that we have to wait till tomorrow. Like, we can make that next meal, whatever the next thing we put into our mouth, we can make that be the right choice. And that's the difference between, healing and harming. So what are some healing and versus harming foods for those of you who may not be at that stage yet? A healing food is something that's going to nourish your body. It's going to keep your blood sugar balanced. It's something that reduces or even eliminates cravings. It supports your brain health, your emotional maturity and stability. It's going to give you good energy. It's not going to make you sluggish. It's real whole food like red meat, chicken, seafood, eggs, healthy fats, and non-starchy vegetables that don't negatively impact your blood sugar. And so on the other side of that, the harming foods, believe it or not, there are some real whole foods that can harm. They're not for everybody. I know that triggers a lot of people and like they get upset, but their real whole foods can be harmful for some people. So harming foods are foods that trigger cravings and that are going to keep you trapped in the addiction cycle, keep you trapped in a binge cycle. Harming foods spike your blood sugar to excessive levels. So let me let me give some clarity there. Every time we eat, even with meat, there's a possibility of our blood, the blood sugar is probably going to go up a little bit. It's normal for it to go up a little bit because we've taken in food. But it shouldn't be an excessive spike. If you eat something and it makes your blood sugar go up 50, 60, 70 points or more, that's probably not a healing food. It's spiking your blood sugar, it's increasing insulin, and then that increase in insulin leaves you hungry, leaves you moody and irritable, exhausted, and causes you to store fat. So also, harming foods include sugar, excessive sugar, processed foods, those ultra processed foods, seed oils, and the refined carbs. And so that's just, a basic starting point of how you determine, is it healing or is it harming? And so, we just have to build awareness for ourselves. The key isn't perfection, it's awareness and acting on it. So when you pause and ask, will this heal me or harm me? You're creating an opportunity for yourself to make the best choice. What's the best choice for you? Sometimes that choice might just be, a small improvement, and that's okay. Progress over perfection is the goal. We can't be perfect all the time. So what's the next step after that? I want to challenge you for the next 24 hours before every meal or snack. If you're still snacking, I don't recommend it, but we all got to start somewhere. So for the next 24 hours before every meal or snack, ask yourself this question and be honest with yourself. Ask the question, is this going to heal me or harm me? And if the answer is harm, I want you to pause, utilize HALT. Remember, HALT is you stop in your tracks. HALT stands for those universal danger zones: hungry, angry, lonely, or anxious or angry, lonely, tired. Stop, evaluate, and ask, what's the best choice I can make right now? What is my real need right now if it's not nutritious food? And it just comes down to like practicing, asking yourself that, before every eating decision. And it gets you out of like autopilot too. Like, a lot of times people will say, oh, I just, the next thing I knew I was eating it. If we're being intentional and we're going to ask ourselves this question every time we're making an eating decision, we get off autopilot, we're intentional, and we just do that over and over and over. We're just like practice. So, and then that's how you become it, how you get better at making the right choice for yourself. So if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who you think needs to hear it. And if you want support on your food addiction recovery journey, if you haven't been able to stop, overeating, compulsively eating, binge eating on your own in spite of all your best efforts, then reach out to me. Message me to find out more about my program. We could talk about what's the best option, for you, which one is the best fit for you, or just come over to my free Facebook group, The Ketogenic Approach to Overcoming Food Addiction. Check in there. Remember, every meal is going to be a chance for you to heal. You're not powerless. You do get to choose. So until next time, keep going and keep growing, and I'll see you next time.